Okay, so there's this huge shift happening in the world of search right now, and honestly, it's changing the very rules of how you get found online. Today, we're going to dive into what that actually means for you and why the old playbook just isn't cutting it anymore. You know the drill, right? If you're in marketing, if you learn a website, you've put in the hours, you've done all the research, you've optimized your pages, you've meticulously tracked your keywords, you've been playing the SEO game exactly by the book. But lately, you might be noticing something, well, kind of frustrating. After all that work, you're just not landing in those top spots anymore. You know, the featured snippets or those new AI-powered answers. It can feel like you're totally invisible, right where it matters most. So, what on earth is going on? Well, the simple truth is this. The rules have changed. The goalposts have completely moved. See, search engines aren't just trying to build a list of links for you anymore. They're trying to give you a single, definitive answer. The new goal isn't just about ranking high. It's about being the answer. And this gets us right to the heart of the matter, understanding how the search game itself has evolved. It's all about a massive shift in our own expectations as users. We've gone from being happy to browse a list of links to now wanting an immediate, direct response. I mean, for years, the holy grail was so simple. Just rank number one. Get to the top of that list of blue links. But today, that's old news. The new goal is to literally become the direct answer that shows up in a featured snippet or gets quoted by a conversational AI. It's a huge shift from just being visible to being the authority. So if the game is different, we obviously need a new strategy to win. And that solution, that new way of thinking, is called Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO for short. So what exactly is Answer Engine Optimization? Well, at its core, it's all about structuring your content so that search engines and AI tools can easily find it, understand it, and pull out a direct answer to a question. You're basically making your information perfectly readable from a machine. And this quote, man, this really just nails it. It's not about stuffing keywords into your pages anymore. It's about delivering answers that are precise, that are structured, and that directly match what real people are actually asking. This is a huge, huge shift from just targeting words to targeting intent. All right, so you're probably wondering, how do you actually do this? How do you put it into practice? Let's walk through the new playbook and the core strategies you need to start winning at AEO. First, let's think about how we used to search. Our queries were often short and broad, right? Something like local business SEO. Now, that tells the search engine the general topic, but it doesn't say much about what the user really needs. But today, that same person is way more likely to type or even speak a full question, like how to improve website optimization for local businesses. This kind of long-tail question is an absolute gift because it reveals their exact intent. They're not just browsing a topic, they're actively looking for a solution. And that specific need, that's your opening. This brings us to a pretty straightforward 4-step playbook. Okay, first step, analyze the questions your audience is asking, not just their keywords. Step 2, structure your content for absolute clarity. We're talking clear headings, short paragraphs, and something called schema markup, which is basically just a special language you add to your site so search engines can better understand what your content is about. Third, make sure your technical foundation is rock solid. You know, things like site speed and being mobile friendly are table stakes now. And finally, step 4, consistently build your content authority by publishing genuinely helpful experience-based stuff. You know, let's just double click on that last step for a second, because in the long run, becoming a trusted source, that is your real secret weapon in this new world. This isn't just some technical trick. I mean, in a world filled with so much misinformation, search engines are actively looking for signals of trust and expertise because their own reputation is on the line. So by consistently publishing useful, real-world information, you're not just optimizing for an algorithm. You're building a reputation as a reliable source that the engine actually wants to promote. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. What are the key things you need to remember to really adapt your content strategy for this new reality? So to recap the big points, remember, AEO is all about providing direct answers. And to do that, you need to focus on those long-tail conversational keywords that match what people are really asking. Make sure your technical SEO is flawless. That's just the price of entry. Then structure your content clearly so it's super easy for an AI to digest and feature. And above all else, play the long game. Consistently create quality content to build that trust that will ultimately make you stand out. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. As search becomes more and more of a conversation with an AI, the real question is this: Have you optimized your website to be a meaningful part of that dialogue? Because honestly, the future of being found online really depends on it.